Good evening and welcome back to Garblack Games. I'm Aaron. I am your narrator for this evening, and we are back with the Marvel Multiverse Cataclysm of Kang adventure. So we're gonna do a an introduction, a reminder to everybody who our players are and who they're playing. Then we'll do a quick recap, and then we're going to jump right into the action. Now, today's session is going to be a little different than what you've seen in the past. We're going to finish off the friendly neighborhood adventure. We're going to take a break and we're going to rank our characters up to rank 3 so you can see the process and how that works. And then we're going to jump right into a New York state of mind with our rank 3 characters. So, without further ado, Dan M., who are you playing?
Good evening, everybody. I am playing the Lord John Mulberry II, Marquis of Needham and Dolby, Earl of Croy, Baronet of Bricey, Lieutenant of His Majesty's Royal Navy, scientist, philanthropist, and hero, Professor Kronos.
Fantastic. And not to be outdone, Dan P., you're up.
Good evening, all. I am Dan, and I am playing the Eldritch Knight, the legendary Lancelot of not Camelot, because Camelot wasn't real, but a legendary knight. And if he had titles, he would have too many of them because he's been alive for around 1,500 years at this point in time. So he's very old. He's a cool guy, swings a sword around, has magical armor. He just looks cool, but he can't move through time, so he's not that cool.
Fantastic. Jim, tell us about your alien.
Yeah, so I'm playing an alien from a distant planet who crash landed on this planet called Earth many, many years ago. And yeah, I've come to meet my friends in Operation Pendragon. And I'm big, I'm strong, and I get into lots of trouble. And I've got a sherbet fountain.
And we would not want it any other way,
Yeah.
even though I don't know what a sherbet fountain is.
It's full of white powder and it's got licorice sticks. So
You guys don't have sherbet fountains, is that?
We are going to have to send some to you there, Aaron.
Yeah.
You know, we're the barbarous colonies. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not sure that would get through customs.
Yeah, let's not send Aaron white
I've also
powder.
got an American Laffy Taffy.
We do have Laffy Taffy.
Well, that's been brought over from your land, so yeah. There you go. Sweets and roleplay. What more can you want? Rah.
You about covered all the bases there. All right, Roger, you're up.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Sherwood, who is the modern appearance of Robin Hood.
Fantastic. The spiritual protector of the United Kingdoms, here to stop some bad guys. Last but absolutely not least, Stu.
Hi, so I'm Stu, and my character is another alien. I'm Krylorian, and my specialty, rather than might of the muscle, is might of the mind. And she is a sort of alien naval officer who also crash landed on the planet. It seems a bit of a trend. So, and she's been helping the Eldritch Knight through various world wars, and thus the British government, and hence the reason why she's involved with Operation Pendragon.
Wonderful. So now that we've met our force of British superheroes who have jumped from the past and another Earth to help save Earth 616 in the Cataclysm of Kang, let's open the issue that just hit the comic book stands. You see the cover. Across the top, it just says Pendragon, the Cataclysm of Kang. And under it, you see our heroes in the middle of the splash page in a large light, as if these giant spotlights are shining down on them, back to back, facing out in a circle, and you see shadowy figures pointing weapons at them. The bottom, it says, can they survive the ambush? We flip open. The first page is a quick recap, and we see our heroes headed towards the Midtown North Police Precinct to deal with the last 2 members of the wrecking crew who are attacking the police station. They get there and readily handle the situation, bringing them into custody. with the thanks of the police department there. And at that point, an APC drives up and another armored personnel carrier behind it. And a woman gets out, and she's wearing a stab vest with the initials FEAR on it. She identifies herself as Commander O'Dyer of the Federal Emergency Aid and Response, which is an agency under the Office of Emergency Management. She explains that she really appreciates all your assistance. However, martial law has been enacted in the area formerly known as Hell's Kitchen, and that the Federal Emergency Aid and Response Force is going to be taking control of it. The area has been cordoned off, and they are working to take into custody all superpower terrorists that have been striking in the neighborhood. And she asked you all to stand down, that anyone exhibiting superhero powers or acting as vigilantes until the situation is under control would be taken into custody. Initially, the team started to agree with her. However, at that point, our resident telepath, Lodestar, used her machine empathy to hack into the APC that Commander O'Dyer came in, and was able to find out, based on the GPS tags in the system, that the vehicle had been parked for 2 days at the convention center and had only just moved into the area immediately in response to this situation. She was questioned on this fact. She gave an exasperated sigh and said, "Right, move up the timeline." And then the area went to black. Of course, before this had happened, Professor Kronos had teleported away. We don't know exactly where he's at the moment. Once the blackout had happened, Commander O'Dyer said, "All right, second team, take out the vigilantes. Take them into custody if you can, put them down if you have to." And that is where we left off. So, for my players, please roll initiative. I see that we've got, I think everybody's here. Is everybody in now? Eldritch Knight, Kingdom Quake.
It's in Lodestar.
Yeah. I'm lost. How do we roll initiative again?
Sure
So
would.
you click
if you
on
pull-
your
Roll. Yeah.
die and then roll
Sorry.
initiative.
That's it. And I've got edge because
All right.
I'm a military person. There we go.
Okay.
Total of 9.
Excellent.
I'm doing well with our initiatives.
You guys are rocking the initiative. So, what you see is the back of this other APC open, and a large, extremely muscular woman standing about 7 foot tall with long blonde hair comes out. She's wearing a bodysuit with a Hydra logo on it. And behind her comes a younger woman that you recognize, the Demolisher, the first member of the wrecking crew that you took out. And then the third person out of the vehicle is wearing this blue and red, like a speed skater's bodysuit with red goggles. And he's got lightning across it. And he's just smiling and pointing like eeny, meeny, miny, mo at you. And then you hear O'Dyer say, "Just get it done." And time seems to slow down for this individual, and you guys blink and you see this man in this skin tight, like speed skater suit. When you first look at him, he's 30 feet away from you, and then you blink, and Sherwood, he's right in front of you, and he is going to attack. Roll 20 is going a little slow, but here we go.
Oh, cheese crackers.
It's going very slow. Give me just a second. There we go. And his blazing fists strike out at you in rapid succession as he runs circles around you so fast, he's just a blur. What is your melee defense?
17.
17. Okay.
Oh, I use my agility
got a
because I
s-
have something
Okay.
that means I use that
Yep,
rather than
evasion.
melee.
Y-
That's
Yep,
it.
you've got
That one.
evasion. He does have an edge, so we're going to he's got a double
Boo.
edge actually. And he's got one more edge.
Thought someone was finally going to miss an attack. Oh, they might have done.
Oh, yeah, they did.
I still don't think that's working right. Because there's
It
no
definitely does.
way.
It definitely does.
Definitely does, because I edged. If you go up, you'll see that I
Okay.
edged my
Yeah.
initiative.
I
Okay.
edged mine as well.
It just always gives you the highest result. So it
It's
always
just
keeps the
weird that
highest.
it's just weird that on 2 re-rolls, his highest result was a 2 on
Oh,
both
we've had
dice.
it where it was
But
ones
it's-
though, haven't we? So
Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. I wish it would show you I wish it would actually show you the roll.
Yeah.
But, so his first attack misses. His second attack,
can I do a reaction?
you can.
Because
What's
I
your
have an
reaction?
applicable reaction to
Actually, you can't because
Oh.
because he gets a surprise round because of his super speed. So during
Oh.
that round, you guys aren't in the initiative order technically yet. So
that. Dang it. It's the one time
he
my
has-
reaction's actually triggered.
he has lightning actions, which allows him to get a marvel on his initiative and therefore act in that surprise round. So he's going to attack again, and miss again. But he will edge again, his second attack. His double edge, and get a 17 this time, which is enough to hit you. Do you have any damage reduction?
Nope.
Okay.
I go splat again.
He goes 32 points of damage, knocking Sherwood unconscious, or at least down. So you're prone and unconscious. Obviously, you can be brought back up using your karma points. As a reminder, you can use karma to heal yourself. It's a recovery action. So during combat, it requires an action to do. To recover health, you make a resilience check. The target number for either roll is 10. If you succeed, you total up the number normally and multiply it by your character's rank. So on your turn, you will get that option. Now we are to the actual beginning of the initiative order, and Speed Demon is up again. So he is just that fast. He's like the Flash. And you see him run towards Kingdom Quake, considering him to be the second largest threat, because they've all been briefed on you after your actions against the Wrecking Crew.
The Eldritch Knight is insulted by this.
I understand that. He speeds over to Kingdom Quake, and he is going to attempt to strike you as well. And what is your melee defense, Kingdom Quake?
My melee defense is 16.
All right. He only gets one edge this time because you're in normal combat at this point, and he is rolling like hot garbage, but he does manage to hit. What is your damage reduction?
I've got sturdy 3, so
Okay, so it reduces it to ×1.
You can't have sturdy 3. It can only be sturdy 2. You can't get sturdy 3 until you're level 4.
Unless you took the surprising power trait.
Oh yeah, unless you took the surprising power trait.
So that takes it down to ×1. So that's 7 plus 12. You take 19 points of damage as this speed demon's fists strike against your rocky exterior.
how much? Sorry,
17 points of damage. And he will throw one more punch at you as he's circling around you like a shark. Gets an 18. We're gonna fish for a fantastic success here, and we're not gonna get it. So it's 3 times 1. Same damage again.
17. Yeah.
Yep. So you took a total of 32 points of damage. And the speed demon is circling around you so fast he's just a blur. Then you hear a twang from the rooftop. unseen adversary from the roof across the street fires an arrow down at the Eldritch Knight. And he is going to use combat trickery on this one to get a marvel on the 6-sided die. And he is sniping you.
Yeah. I thought only Sherwood did this.
Okay, so that's a total of 14 to hit. He does have one edge.
You do hit.
Okay. We'll roll the edge to see if he gets an ultimate fantastic success. He does not. So with a 14, using his combat trickery reaction and his, so that gives him a fantastic success with his, hold on, I've got the wrong guy open there.
As I say, because that's it'd be down to damage modifier 1 if that's the right person. Times 32.
Yep. So why does it keep opening that? Sorry, roll 20 is kind of losing its mind a little bit here. Give me just a second, and I will re-roll that because that was the wrong character. If I can get the right character to open. All right, here we are. Okay, so, and you have sturdy 2, you said?
Yep.
Okay, that 2 is a 6, is a marvel actually.
Yeah, hit me.
Okay. Oh, he got an ultimate fantastic success.
Ouch.
So, but he is sniping, and that's triple damage already. So I'm not going to make it quadruple damage. What is your damage reduction?
2.
2. So it's 2 times 2 is 4 plus 4 is 8 times 3, 24 points of damage.
Oh. Okay.
Let's make sure nothing else happens. Nope. All right. So you take 24 points of damage, but you didn't quite see where the arrow came from. Somewhere on a rooftop somewhere. Bringing us back to Professor Kronos, who had disappeared.
I would like to blink into cover or teleport into cover so I can get an eye on where this arrow came from.
Okay, so you teleported to cover. At the moment, nobody was looking for you, so I'm not going to even do a check to see if a vigilance check against your agility defense to see if you're hidden, because nobody saw you at the battlefield. So we're just going to say you're hidden. Now you need to give me a vigilance check against this agility defense of this character to see if you spot him. Fantastic success. So you immediately track where that arrow came from. It just played out in your mind,
It's all in the maths.
You follow it back.
I see it was he just jumped back into time like a few seconds and actually saw the guy shooting me.
And you see a man in a dark green bodysuit with a quiver behind his back and a full face mask on with a big letter H in a slightly lighter green. If you were a betting man, you would guess that this is the Hawkeye from Earth 56438, who looks to be a Hydra agent from his world.
Okay, is that my entire action?
It's your move action. You've got a reaction left. Well, no, I'll give you your standard action. I'll say your tracking him was kind of a free action.
Okay. So I want to. Is he in range of teleport?
What's your teleport? Teleport 1?
Yes,
yes.
I believe. Okay, so I want to teleport behind him.
Okay. So you teleport behind him. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take that vigilance check against his agility defense, or he's going to make a vigilance check against your agility defense to see if he picks up the fact that you were there for his next turn. He got a 20. What is your agility defense? Crap!
where
I take
we
that
go?
back. Take that back. That was the wrong roll. He gets a 16. What's your agility defense?
Where's that? Just agility.
It's the second column. It says defense. So right next to
Oh,
agility.
sorry, 10.
10. Okay. So you see him swivel and you see his eye and he locks eyes with you and you're fairly certain that he knows that you're behind him.
Ah, that's fine. Okay. You can shoot at me rather than anyone else.
Then you guys look and you see that big armored Hydra agent that they got out with Commander O'Dyer, and he just steps in front of her and he goes, "Ma'am." She goes, just let the hired help handle this. We'll only get involved if we need to." And that's his only action. Bringing us around to the Eldritch Knight.
Okay. Well, I just got shot, but it's from a long way off, so I'm kind of ignoring that. He's the speedy guy is right in front of me, fighting or trying to punch up Quake right now, right?
That is correct.
Okie dokie. Then I shall go and attack him, and I'm going to do so with fast attacks, and I'm going to put both attacks onto him.
I like it. So you have an edge, but he is blurring, so you have trouble. So it's just a flat roll.
Okay. Well, I'm going to also use 5 focus points to do my combat trickery now as well.
I like it.
So it automatically has a marvel. Okay, here we go. Melee. Oh, trust me to straight. And I don't have my edge either, do I? So, oh wait, that is fast attack.
Fast attack gives you an edge, but he's blurred, so that gives you trouble.
And I have a signature attack which gives me edge, so I have double edge.
So you have one more edge then. Yep.
Yeah.
Then yes, you have edge.
Oh, never mind. 17 though, with a marvel.
17 against his melee defense is a hit. That's a fantastic success.
So he takes 2 lots of 27 damage.
All right. So he's not looking real happy about that. He's
I can
still
imagine
on his feet.
He's blurring around, and like the Eldritch Knight just steps forward, waits for a second, and then kind of just jumps into a space, and probably less sword and more body with sword, kind of just like roadblocks him. And it's probably like him.
Yeah. It's exactly what you see. You move into that space with your blade, maybe your pommel comes across the flat of your sword, and he smacks right into you and rebounds back, and you see you've like snapped his back. He's still on his feet, but he's looking really shaken at the moment.
Quake, I've got this one. Deal with the big guy in armor.
Do you have any reactions or anything or are you going to hold off on this?
No, I'm going to hold off on the reactions.
Okay. Out of midair, these bolts of energy just appear and halo around Lodestar. From the angle, everybody can kind of see it. You can only assume that there is some invisible person floating above you all somewhere. As this red electricity, almost like the Emperor from Return of the Jedi, but it's red, comes arcing out to strike towards Lodestar. It's an ego check against your agility defense. That is, what the heck? I don't.
Nice.
I mean, if we had
125
combat
definitely hits.
125s, we're boned.
Yeah, I think you've hit.
What's going on?
155.
I don't know what's going on. So, Roll20
That's awesome.
is slightly losing its mind. The actual attack number from the first attack is 12. Does a 12 hit your agility defense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. He actually has an edge on that too. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna edge the Marvel dice just to see if he can get a fantastic success out of that. He does not. God only knows why it's coming up as 125. He spent 10 focus on that, so that's 5 additional damage. So you take 21 points of damage as this as the bolts of Balthak strike into your body. And momentarily, in the back glow of this, you see a man floating above you in this kind of hooded cloak with a glowing yellow symbol on his forehead, but he's translucent and hard to track, as if he was invisible. And then he sort of fades a bit, and you kind of lose track of him. You would have to, on your action, try to make a vigilance check to be able to track him. But he takes no reactions at this point. This brings us around to Sherwood, who is unconscious on the ground. So you can take your action if you want to spend a karma point to try to do a health recovery.
Yeah, I may as well. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit dull for me. Let's
So
give
it's a
this
resilience check. All right, 16. That is a success. Let me double check. You got a fantastic success. That might be additional recovery here. Yep, you get double that number back. So that is
double what numbers?
That's times your rank. Hold on. 6, 7, 13. Okay, so that is 16 times 2, 32 times 2. You get your full health back. 64 health would recover, but you are fully back on your feet. So you shrug off these fists of fury that struck down at you and wipe your mouth off. That is your action for this round, but you do still have a move action and a reaction if you want, but you are prone, so.
Can I try and slink off into cover without someone noticing? Because I have sneaky.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can pull back to cover. If anybody tries to track you, we'll do a vigilance check against your agility defense. So you slide into the shadows and back into cover. Bringing
Be
us
under
back,
cover of the ruined building that's nearby.
I like it. I like it. Bring us back to the Demolisher, who you guys haven't seen since the very beginning of dealing with the Wrecking Crew. But she sees you and remembers you. She's like, I thought we were done with you. And she runs in to strike at the Eldritch Knight using her hit and run tactics. So she's going to do a melee attack against the Eldritch Knight against your melee defense. And she has an edge on this. What is your damage reduction? Times 2?
Times 2, yeah.
Okay.
I'm steady 2.
And it's
That's a
working
hit.
normally now. So with the 17, she does have an edge. So we're gonna try to get an ultimate fantastic success.
That would be very painful. I'd prefer if that didn't happen. Thank God.
And it does not. So she hits with the 17. The damage is 5. So she hits you for 5 points of damage, and then using hit and run, she runs up, strikes you with this wrecking ball across the, right in the side, trying to crumple in your armor. And then she runs off and around to come over towards Lodestar, moving out of your immediate melee range. At that point, the lumbering Titania charges at Lodestar.
Oh, poor Lodestar. What did Lodestar do to deserve?
Remember, I'm flying, aren't I? I'm levitating.
Oh, that's right. So she runs up and she hurls something at you. So this is not going to be your strong suit. It's an agility attack.
Oh, that's the problem with going last.
I've not been yet.
It's true. You guys are towards that. Kingdom Quake is up next. She does have an edge, so she's going to fish for a fantastic. She gets it. Does a 15 hit your agility defense?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm knocked out. that's the end. That's the end of me. I was only on 31 health anyway when this fight started.
Oh, you're not going to take that much damage because her agility is not that great. So she throws this piece of rubble up at you, and you take. Do you have any damage reduction?
Nope.
Okay, so you take 26 points of damage.
That's me done. I'm on 0. I'm
okay,
falling out of the sky.
So you see Lodestar get struck in the chest. She falls back, her eyes roll up on her head, and she comes plummeting down to the ground. She was not high enough in the ground to take any damage from fall damage, but she was hit and knocked out. Kingdom Quake. So you see Lodestar just to the side of you, unconscious and on the ground. You are being circled by the speed demon. Tatiana, or Titiana, is Titania. For the love of God, Aaron, speak English. Not the King's English, but English, let alone. Titania is right in front of Lodestar, and you feel the Demolisher moving around behind you. Any 3 of these people are within melee range of Kingdom Quake. What would you like to do?
Could I spend karma to get focus back?
You can use an action. It would be your combat action to get focus back, but yes, you can.
And how much do you get back with the karma?
You roll it as long as you get above 10 on your vigilance check, then you total it. You multiply it times your rank, so it depends. It's a random amount.
I've only got 1 vigilance.
It's okay. All you need to get is above a 10. It's possible.
Does that mean he can't do anything else this turn, though, if it's his action?
Yeah,
that would be your combat action. Yeah.
I'm just going to swing at the big thing coming at me, Demolisher.
Okay. Is there any particular ability you are using?
I can't because I've only got 10 focus left. So
okay.
Yeah, so I'll shoot.
Yep. Melee. Your melee attack versus their melee defense. If you're going after the Demolisher.
Yeah, I've got smash. Oh no, that's focus.
You've got clobber.
Clobber, that's it.
Yeah. So if you do get a fantastic success, you knock them prone with clobber, which is pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So melee
against the Demolisher's melee defense. Open her character sheet again. 13 in total. Do you have any edges?
Edges.
Like you have a... I don't think you do.
Like signature attack or anything?
But I'm here to tell you, that's enough to hit Demolisher because her melee defense is only 13.
Okay.
Huzzah!
So you do 16 points of damage. Let me see if she does have sturdy 1, so that takes it down to 3 times 3, 9 plus 4, 13 points of damage. So what's it look like when your fist comes around and collides with the Demolisher?
She's just going to double fist really to the side of the head.
I like it. So kind of a Captain Kirk double-handed karate chop to the head.
100%.
I freaking love it. And she gets rocked. I mean, she's strong and tough, and you rock her back. She wipes her chin. She looks at you, and she's like, "All right, big boy, let's dance then." Do you want to do anything with your move action or any reaction you might have?
Yeah, would I be able to sort of jump up and like try and make the ground sort of shake to try and make that speedy bastard fall over?
That is a specific power, actually, that you don't have at the moment, but it's one you might be able to pick up when you rank up.
Okay.
You can jump if you want to, like, get out of the circle of them, but then all of them would have an opportunity to try to hit you.
No, I shall just get ready. I shall get in my crouch ball of anger
I love it. Kingdom Quake in his crouch ball of anger is a terrifying sight to behold. Bring us around to Commander O'Dyer, who's just tapping her foot, looking at her watch, and you hear her yell out, "Speed it up! We've got to make sure all the units are moving through in a timely manner." And that's the only verbal action. That's sort of like her action. And then her move action, she gets back in the APC. Bring us around to an unconscious Lodestar who can take your action at this point to make a resilience check to see if you can return to consciousness, if you have karma remaining.
I have no karma. I've spent
well,
all that as
all
well.
karma, guys, karma resets every session. So everybody has 2 karma unless
right.
you spent it.
Okay.
Sherwood spent 1 karma.
All right.
Already.
In that case, yeah, I shall spend 1 then. I shall spend a karma and see if I can. So I make a resilience check, do I?
Make a resilience check. As long as you get above 10, you will get an 8. You got an 8. Okay, so Lodestar's unconscious. Also, any other player for their action can spend a point of karma to do a resilience check to try to basically heal her. So, yep, Lodestar remains unconscious on the ground. Bringing us around to the top of the order with Speed Demon. And Speed Demon, he is going to try to take Kingdom Quake out. He sees that he is probably the most dangerous individual here. So a couple of flashing fists fly out in an attempt to deal with Kingdom Quake.
Oof.
That's a good roll. He does have an edge, so I'll go ahead and spin the edge just to see if I can turn that 6 into a 1 on the Marvel die. And I cannot. So does 23 hit your melee defense?
Yeah, it certainly does.
Okay, so but you've got sturdy 3, so that takes the multiplier down to 1. So you only take 18 points of damage.
Okay.
And I think you're still in pretty good shape. But now his second set of blazing fists ring out against you. Does get a Marvel dice this time. So we're going to edge. We're going to use his edge to see if we can get an ultimate fantastic success. Does not. So if a 21 hit last time, a 21 or a 21 does hit your melee defense, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've got a melee defense of 16.
6 times 1 is 6, 18. You take 36 points of damage from this one. And
okay.
let me just double check one quick thing. If he has a particular reaction. I don't think he does. Nope. Okay. So 2 rapid fire fists come in, and you guys see, I mean, this guy is not only super fast, he's obviously strong. He's not as strong as Kingdom Quake, but you see Kingdom Quake rock back from these body blows. And you hear the sounds of like rock splintering, as if he's literally pummeling through Kingdom Quake's rocky dermis. But to do that, he's basically standing still. His body is shimmering and blurring in space, but he's basically standing still. At that point, though,
Aaron, I totally forgot to say he's got the bleeding effect as well. My blades, when I do a fantastic success, I always give bleeding. Cool. So he's bleeding as well.
Fantastic. So let me take points off for bleeding as you see the blood continuing to pool down his body. And he is hurt. I mean, this guy he himself is bloodied and looking pretty beat up, but he's still on his feet. Then we find ourselves, we shift focus and we're back on this rooftop. And we see this archer in this dark green bodysuit turn, and at point blank range, he's going to fire off 2 arrows at our good pal.
It's really going to hurt.
At our good pal, Captain Kronos. Or Professor Kronos, sorry. Let me get everything set up here. Let's get Professor Kronos moved over here. Now, Professor Kronos, do you have any reactions or anything that you might be able to use, like blink or anything that might offset?
Teleport to brilliant integrity. Blink.
So let's take a look at blink real quick for everybody's information.
What is a reaction? Yeah.
I think this might save your butt here. So blink, it's a teleportation, standard move, or reaction. The character is attacked, which is happening. The character teleports into a clear space. So basically, this attack is going to come at you, and then you can just teleport somewhere else.
Okay.
Where he doesn't see you. So let's see if the attack is going to hit. So this will be an agility attack against your agility defense.
My agility defense is 10.
Snapshot. So 2 arrows come firing in at where you're currently standing with a fantastic success. So they would hit you, but you can use your reaction for this round to teleport somewhere else and be out of the line of fire.
I will do that.
Where are you teleporting to?
Has he used his actions?
That he used his action, but he has not used his any reaction or movement action that he might have, but he has used his combat action.
Can I blink to be standing right next to him?
Yes, you can. So what's it look like when Professor Kronos, you see these arrows and they're flying right at you, and he's got this half smile on his face as if to say, "You're dead, mate. You are dead."
So Professor Kronos looks, he's got a grimace on his face and almost kind of like his eyes are scrunched up going, "Oh, this is really going to hurt." And then he opens his eyes, almost forgetting internally that he had this power, and then reappears next to this archer, like right next to him. And
so
Professor Kronos is as surprised as he is.
So we see these arrows fly through the space where you were at, and in slow motion, we just see the jaw drop from this archer as that bowstring just kind of snaps clear. And he is just looking across the roof, but he does not see you because you are right next to him. And guess what? It's Professor Kronos' turn.
Okay. I might have ballsed up what it was I wanted to do. How high are we?
You're on a 3-story building.
If I rugby tackle him off the building, and like, because I'm not going to beat him in a brawling fight. If I kind of like pull us both off, can I blink away or teleport away as an action? So here's what it
looks like. So you used your reaction to blink. You're going to use your action to tackle him, and then you're going to use your movement action to teleport away. So absolutely.
Yes, let's do that.
All right. Now, he is not expecting this. He does not know where you're at. So I'm going to give you a double edge on this melee attack because you're throwing everything into it. You don't care about going over the roof yourself.
How do I add a double edge again?
So you just roll your melee attack normal, and then after the result, you can you can just click on the 1 and hit edge, and then you can click on the 4 and hit edge. Okay, so your total is 16, and that is more than enough to get past this phony Hawkeye from Earth 56438's pitiful melee defense as you rugby tackle him. The two of you fly
and it has
over the
to
edge
be
of the
a rugby
building.
tackle, old boy, because that's how we do it in the United Kingdom. None of this American football stuff. It's just a rugby tackle.
So is there anything that Professor Kronos says to this Hawkeye as you go flying over the side of the building, as your bowler hat floats off?
Tally-ho!
So Hawkeye goes flying off the side of this building, and you teleport away. You let go and teleport away. Where do you teleport to?
I will teleport to the side of my alien companion who is lying on the floor.
Okay. So you're right next to Lodestar. And as you materialize next to Lodestar, you're able to see Hawkeye's body splat against the ground. And you hear bones breaking, and you hear him groan. So you don't think he's dead, but he is definitely out of the fight.
I'll do.
Bring us around to the armored Hydra agent again. At this point, Commander O'Dyer says, Jesus, these mercenaries are all but useless. Listen, if they don't mop it up in a couple of seconds, get in there and put anybody else down. And you see him move away from the APC. He does not engage with anybody, but he moves in basically to combat range and apparently holds his action. Bringing us around to the Eldritch Knight.
So hearing the rocky splintering of my very large companion, I shall continue. He should continue with his assault on the speedy guy because he seems to be doing a lot of work. So I'm going to use fast attacks again because just don't need to spend anything to do that. It does give me the edge. Is he still blurring?
Yep. So you still have you've got trouble on, so you have one edge instead of two.
Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh lordy! You can try to edge that 6 in the middle to see if you get an ultimate fantastic success.
I know because I only have 2 edges, and you've got trouble, so I only had the 1 edge to get it to 6. So it is unfortunately.
You did? Oh, sorry, you already did.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so,
yeah. So it's triple 6. So he takes 27 points of damage because he basically takes half the damage because it's basically 2 attacks, and you only get the full damage on a thing. But he does take 27 points of damage.
Well, he's got sturdy 2, so that does take it down to 6 times 2, 12,
15.
15. So you come in, you smack him hard, and he just scowls at you. And I mean, you see blood leaking out of his body from his previous wounds. He's looking very much worse for wear, but the speed demon is still blurring and is still moving quickly.
It's okay because I believe my archer friend is next.
He's coming up. He is coming up. And that brings us. Do you want to do anything with your move?
No. In fact, as part of the sort of the attack because there's more fast flowing attacks rather than hard hitting attacks. Because I figure speed is what you need against someone like this. And then the last attack, he's going to kind of drop to his knee, kind of almost signifying a target zone above his head because he thinks Sherwood is somewhere. Normally, what happens is in these fights is Sherwood starts shooting people over my head. So, he's just kind of gone down low, ready for Sherwood to shoot him. And if he doesn't, then he'll just stab him. So.
And Sherwood is in cover, so nobody knows exactly where he is at the moment. But from this hazy area above you, Eldritch Knight, this red-tinged crimson lightning strikes out, striking down at you. What is your agility defense?
It's 13. Apparently not. 95.
Okay, so clearly it's not
9.
95, but he will take his edge and try to
is this no, I'm sorry, yeah. So it's 9, so he misses.
He misses. So this lightning comes down. Clearly he's off a little bit because I think right as he was getting ready to fire his lightning down at you, you moved in and struck at the speed demon, and this lightning kind of just scorches a trail behind where you were, or where you were at. And then you see this individual wavers again and kind of fades into the background. And seems to shift off, bringing us around to Sherwood, who's in cover.
Okay, so they don't know where I am, so I'm going to take the opportunity to I'm going to snipe the commander.
She's in the APC, so it's a hard shot.
Oh, she's in the APC.
Yeah,
okay.
She got back in the APC.
Oh, dang it. All right.
Good
did I see where the lightning came from?
You saw where it came from initially, so you can attempt to find where this invisible flying foe is. It would be, we'll call it your move action. So you'd have to stay in place, but it would be a vigilance check.
I'll shoot the speedster.
Okay.
I'll take the hint and shoot over the Eldritch Knight's head.
I like it. I like it.
Teamwork makes the dream work, mate.
Danger close.
The Eldritch
So it's
Knight
against his-
trusts Sherwood.
Absolutely.
It's where I
So he
fumble
is
and hit him in the
blurred.
back of the head.
But you do have an edge on this, right?
I've got 2 edges, but do I get another
Okay.
one because he doesn't know where I am?
You do get 3 edges, but one gets
But-
taken
so
away because of his
troubled,
blurring. So
yeah.
you have 2. You have 2 edges on this because you were hidden at the moment until you fire this arrow.
Is a 16 enough to hit him?
A 16 is enough to hit him. Yes.
All right, let's see if I can marvel it. No.
No. Okay. So you do hit him. He is 32, so that takes it down to ×2, so it's 12 plus 5 is 17. Now you were sniping though, right? I think that only triggers on a marvel though.
Yeah.
Okay. So this arrow strikes him, and he pops to the side, and
And
he
now I
looks.
move.
Oh, okay. Where are you moving to?
Again, a different bit of cover within the ruined building. I'm basically moving around so they don't know exactly where I am, using my sneaky.
Yeah, he will probably try to find you next turn.
He will have trouble on that.
He's pretty vigilant. We'll see. He may not find you in time, but that brings us back around to the Demolisher, who is going to swing out at Kingdom Quake because he's been nothing but trouble. If Roll20 will. Let me open her character sheet. I'm just moving her down so I get a little better. Okay. So I think actually she's pretty well positioned where she's at. She's going to do a whirlwind attack with her ball and chain, a whirling frenzy that will strike potentially both Kingdom Quake and the Eldritch Knight. Not likely to hit because she's pretty crappy at this, but if it does, it'll be a lot of fun. She did get a Marvel dice. I am going to edge that. Does a 13 hit either one of your agility defenses?
No.
Well, son of a biscuit eater. So you
And
guys
is this-
see her.
Sorry, can I just ask? This is a melee attack, isn't it? This might be the first time I've ever been able to use this ability.
Well,
Is
it's an agility attack against an agility defense. I don't know why it's agility in the way it's set up, but it is an agility
Okay,
check.
so failed close attack. Is this a failed close attack? Is this a close attack?
You know, technically it's not, but I think it sounds like a lot of fun, and I want to see this reaction. So we're going to say I think it should be a close attack. So yes, it is.
Then I shall use riposte. So if someone fails a close attack against me, I can use a reaction to immediately attack them.
I like it. Do it.
And I have edge. Probably don't hit with a 12.
12 does not hit. She sees you coming, and she brings the chain of her ball and chain around and knocks your blade aside. But she looks befuddled because she thought for sure she had the both of you dead to rights, and you were able to get out of your way. She definitely didn't expect Kingdom Quake to be that fast and limber on his feet, but you were able to get out of her way. But that allows everybody to tee up Titania, who sees Professor Kronos pop down right next to Lodestar, who she just slammed to the ground. And she is going to try to lay out Professor Kronos. Because a guy in a suit without a bowler hat looks a lot easier to hit than a giant rock alien. So she's going to use her smash attack. So that gives her an edge on this attack, and then she can spend focus to increase her
It's gonna
damage.
hurt
Now, we've
again.
been getting this a little wrong. With this ability, you can only spend as much focus equal to 5 times your current rank. So she can only spend 10 focus, which would only be 5 additional points of damage on the attack. So it's not as outrageous. Now later, obviously at rank 6, it gets pretty outrageous, but here it's not completely outrageous. But she is going to she's going to swing away. She does have an edge, so we're gonna edge that. Or she's actually got a double edge. Do you have anything that gives her any trouble against a melee attack, Professor Kronos?
No, and you've already hit with that.
Okay, we're gonna take her last edge. Okay, that was terrible, but so she does hit. She did spend her focus, so that's 21 points of damage. And since you've already used your movement and reaction this round, you cannot get out of the way.
I'm still alive.
So this massive, and these massive mitts, I mean, she's got hands the size of frying pans. They just come in and just smack you on either side of your head. And she's giggling as she does it. But she does not.
That's not
Queensbury
rules.
She does not move away as we come to Kingdom Quake.
Okay, I'm going to grab hold of this chain that she's just tried to hit me with a big thing on, and I'm going to pull her towards me at a yank, and I'm going to use what focus I have left, and I'm going to smash. I'm going to use my signature attack of smash, and I'm going to try and punch her as I pull her towards me.
I love it. I love it. So, so you're using all of your remaining focus. Okay, so you're going to be shattered after this. You're going to be a little. You're going to -2 to your dice rolls after this, but or demoralized. That is. Sorry, I'm cross thinking different games, but let's see it. So you get double edge on this.
Oh, edge that 5. See if you
Reroll
can get
that
an
5.
ultimate.
Reroll that
It's
5.
the 5. Come on.
Oh, you've got another one.
Time.
Try it again. Come on, Jim.
Oh, so close.
I always roll the same number. Always.
No, it's if you got lower, it would have just left it at the same.
So you do hit. She is sturdy 1, so that takes it down to 6 times 3, which is 18 plus 4, which is 22, times 2, which is 44 points of damage, and she is stunned.
Oh, plus the focus.
Oh yeah, plus the focus. Sorry, yeah. So actually, you knock her out. So you pull her in, and then you're just massive rocky fist just right between her eyes, clubs her, and you just see her eyes roll back in her head, and she just goes like jello, just completely limp, and falls at your feet unconscious.
I shall sort of slump down onto one there as well.
Yeah, so demoralized, when your focus is 0, any powers the character is concentrating on end immediately, which you don't have, and you have trouble on all of your action checks after this. So that's all it is you have trouble on your action checks. Outside of combat, someone can try to do a challenging ego check to rally you and return you to 1 point of focus. But at the moment, you are.
I can try and use my karma, couldn't I? As well.
You can as your combat action next round.
Yeah.
So at the moment, Kingdom Quake is looking a little demoralized. He's a little beat up, but he dropped the Demolisher. But that brings us around to Commander O'Dyer. And you hear over the loudspeakers, enough of this, move in. And the assault cannon on top of the APC opens up on Kingdom Quake. Maybe. She might not hit. And this is an elemental blast, so she is also going to be using 10 points of focus on this to try to add a little bit of damage if she hits Kingdom Quake. Now, Kingdom Quake has trouble on his defense here, if it comes up, but we'll just see. We'll see.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, 17. She does have an edge, so we're gonna edge the Marvel die and see if we can turn that into a 1, but we cannot. So you take 14 plus 5, 19 points of damage as this
Doesn't he have 33?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And he
I'm sorry.
eradicates that, so he takes no damage.
So the APC cannon opens up on Kingdom Quake, and this energy bolt just bounces off his rocky chest. What's your reaction to that, Kingdom Quake? As it doesn't even tickle. I mean, you can barely feel it.
Could I use 2 points of karma at that point and try and energize myself up with that energy beam that's just hit me, sort of thing? I'll still be out of it for the next round, but
I would love to say yes, but the answer is no, because that's an actual power called energy absorption, which you could pick up at rank 3, and is really overpowered if you got surprising power again and took that. But it's a good idea. I do love energy absorption.
You keep flirting these powers with me.
Well, we're going to be ranking up here maybe towards the end of this session, because this combat's going longer than I thought.
Kingdom Quake is a little bit aroused by the flirting. Okay, yeah, and I shall.
So for her action, she opened up on the cannon, and then verbally she called in for reinforcements.
I shall give a bit of a giggle.
Okay. I love it. Lodestar, you were unconscious.
Let's try again. I shall spend another point of karma, and is it resilience? Is it not? Oh,
it is. Wow. Okay. So that's 16 times 2, 32 points of health back.
Excellent.
You're a goddamn hero, so you surge back into the fight. That is your action. You have a reaction, and you've got a movement action if you'd like to do anything.
Okay, so I am definitely gonna move. I'm gonna levitate into cover somewhere. If there's a fire escape or a building, the side of the building that's down, can I get to the first floor behind a wall? Or
you can move away, but unless your levitation prevents attacks of opportunity, Titania will get a reaction to strike at you, because she has not used her reaction.
The other option that I was thinking about was whether I could cloak.
Talk to me about cloak.
It's telepathic cloaking. Basically, what I do is I block myself from people's minds around me. It does say it's a standard action, so unfortunately, I think it looks like.
Yeah,
that'd be a lot better power
this round.
It just made big, hard, like a big, hard sort of neck piece come from your cloak. That'd be a better cloak. Like a Ming the Merciless cloak.
Yeah, I like it. Old school Doctor Strange from the 70s.
Yes. That's it. Yeah.
What does that power do? It does this.
So unfortunately, no, but you do have a reaction or movement if you want to if you want to do anything, or you can hold on to your reaction. But we are going into the top of the next round at this point.
I'll hold on to my reaction, I think.
Okay, so we're back to the top of the round. I'm going to resort it because another. Sorry, this guy.
In fact, what I will do is with the telepathic link, I'm going to quickly communicate to who's still standing. Well, the only one I can see is the knight. Probably.
I'm standing right next
Professor
to you.
Kronos. Yeah, he's stood next to me. Yeah. Try and get in one of the APCs so we can get away, Professor.
So
we need to get away.
Yeah.
Back at the top of the round,
but we're winning.
You guys
we're
all
winning.
You guys.
But we're winning.
But we're winning, oh boy.
Typical Brit can't recognise when we're done for.
I love it. Speaking of which, you do hear in your earpiece at that point the voice of Nick Fury Jr. We've got eyes in the sky and some satellite images. This is an unwinnable situation. You need to fall back. There's a literal army pouring out of that portal. They're going to hit you in waves minute after minute. You got to move.
Okay.
But before you get to move, Speed Demon is up. And he is going to try to hammer down on our friend Kingdom Quake again. And I think I've done pretty good today so far. I don't think I've called Kingdom Quake Kingdom Come once.
Now you've done it.
It's a different
You're gonna-
power.
that's
No,
it.
done it.
Bloody
Come on,
hell.
the kingdom.
Let's try. Let's try and see. Well, does a 20 hit your melee defense?
Yeah, it certainly does.
I'm going to edge that Marvel die with his edge and see. No. Okay, so 21. So he hits, but you are sturdy 3, right?
Yep.
So it's 3 plus 12. You take 15 points of damage.
Oh, we're nearly there.
And then his second fist strikes out again, pounding this rocky exterior of Kingdom Quake. And he's snarling. He is never this Speed Demon has never had to fight so hard to put anybody down. He gets 1 edge, so he's going to try to get that a little better. Does a 14 hit your melee defense?
No.
Fantastic. So the second fist comes in. He makes contact, but he doesn't have as much oomph behind it, and he just kind of glances off your rocky exterior. And it sounds to you like maybe he broke a couple of knuckles on that. And then his body just starts to rapidly blur as he's moving around you.
And he's bleeding.
And he is bleeding. Thank you very much. So he is hurting bad. I mean, he is starting to stagger and slow.
But he's still quite. I can still see him, could I?
He's really blurring. So it's like, I mean, it's like he's shimmering in front of you, but you can see him, but he's moving very fast. But he's also, as he's shimmering, it's almost like a blood mist is floating around him from all of the blood coming off of his body as he is grievously injured. That would bring us to the Hydra Hawkeye, but he is broken and unconscious at the ground. And that is... that Hydra agent was an unintentional duplicate, but it does bring us to the second armored Hydra agent who just appeared. And he moves towards the decrepit building, trying to track Sherwood. So he is going to make a vigilance check against your agility defense. He's got a edge on vigilance, but you have 2 troubles on that. So he actually has 1 trouble on this check instead. And I'm here to tell you, vigilance is not these guys' strong suit. So we'll see. Does get a marvel, but he does have to trouble that marvel die. And I'm assuming a 9 does not meet your agility.
Not even
defense.
close.
Do you see him start to move into this rubble building? But he's not moving in the direction that he thought you went. His back is to you, and he's searching an entirely different area.
Is this just an agent that's there, or
he's an armored Hydra agent? So basically, imagine an old school Iron Man in green and yellow armor,
like a dude in power armor type thing?
Yes, with energy coiling off of his hands and a desire to absolutely destroy you in his heart.
It's just
Professor
rude.
Kronos. Yeah, he's very, very rude. You're up, Professor Kronos.
Right. Well, Professor Kronos will kind of clap his hand together and then go, right, time to go then, and promptly disappear.
Well, you do see Lodestar is still unconscious on the ground at your feet. You can teleport as a move action if you want.
I thought Lone Star got herself up.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
conscious
Sorry.
again.
Yes, you did. You did. There's so many
Don't
moving
panic
parts
me,
to
then.
this.
Because I got all the way over here and then probably got smashed up for my good.
Or you could rally
good heart.
Kingdom Quake before teleporting.
No, I'm just going to teleport away.
Okay, so you guys see, and Professor Kronos has disappeared at the request of Nick Fury Jr. Bring us around to the Eldritch Knight.
Well, I shall continue with my ongoing duel. I call it a duel. He has not paid any attention to me, despite the fact I whacked him multiple times. But I will continue to try and hit the thing, and I will continue to use fast attacks, as that gives me the extra edge that I need to get through an attack on him.
I like it. So you've got trouble, but you still have 1 edge still.
Oh,
10 does not quite make it happen.
it's not a good time to be rolling badly.
You do have a movement and a reaction if you want.
I mean, if I move out, they're going to get an attack of opportunity on me. So
That is true.
Remain.
But you're pretty tough. You could probably take it if you wanted to.
I am. I mean, also you failed to hit me after that initial hit, so I'm back up to full health because I have healing factor.
Yep.
So
that's right. You're tanky.
Yeah, I've been ignored.
Well, if you stick around, I don't think it'll last much longer.
No,
so.
I don't think so either. No, I will remain here and continue to aid Kingdom Quake because he wasn't looking in the finest of health a second ago.
All right. And then out of we see that shimmering red lightning haloing an empty space in the sky again. Come on, open it up. As these bolts of Balthak come scything down towards you. This time he's going to use stopping power with it.
Are any of these ego attacks that trying to control my mind or influence my actions in any way?
Nope. It's an ego check that's just trying to disintegrate you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So
145.
It's 145. It's a hard hit. Now we're going to edge the Marvel dice to see if we can get something better. We get the Marvel. So that's good. 12. Does a 17 hit you?
17 would hit me, yes.
Okay. And you are sturdy 2?
I am indeed.
So that's 12 plus 4 is 16. But with stopping power, that's fantastic. Double 32 points of damage. And let me just double check one other thing. And you're stunned for 1 round. And he gets to make a free attack at you.
Why is that an influencing my actions or?
No, that's just physically stunned.
Fine.
It's a good try though. I like it. I like it. So 32 points of damage. As you feel this, then you see the red lightning comes arcing out at you again, gets another Marvel die. We'll edge this 4 to see if he can get a super fantastic ultimate success. Does not. But
32
is
again,
12 plus 4. Yes, 32 points of damage again. You're stunned, so you're not going to get double stunned. But that's what you guys see. You see Eldritch Knight get writhed around, and this red lightning is striking him twice, and he is almost takes a knee, but then stands straight and grimaces through the pain as this shadowy, invisible figure seems to move off, and you guys lose sight of him again.
Radio just goes, could someone deal with that?
Bringing us around to the Demolisher, who, having seen the Eldritch Knight take a hard hit, has decided that maybe.
Didn't Demolisher get knocked out?
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I apologize.
Didn't she get ball chained and then smacked in the face?
Yep. Kingdom Quake took her out. I apologize. Let me make that note very clear here, so that
I can't believe you're robbing my glory there, Aaron.
I am a right bastard, and if anybody who didn't know that, you haven't been watching enough Garblag games, because I've been a bastard for years now.
Normally, you bully me with your dice rolls. To be fair,
that is true.
Same with all of you, actually. Yeah, I mean, it makes me sad.
We are cruel and heartless of people. That brings us around to Sherwood. Sherwood, you see this armored Hydra agent. He's moving through this dilapidated building. You saw the Eldritch Knight out of the corner of your eye take a hard hit. You see the Kingdom Quake is shaking some stuff off. Lodestar is getting back to her feet, and Professor Kronos has disappeared. What do you do?
So if I attempt to spot the invisible dude and fail, do I get to do nothing else, or?
That is going to be your movement action.
Oh, it's not a reaction then.
No.
Oh,
it'd be a skill check. Technically, I'm going to call it a movement action. I'm not going to make you use your standard action on it, but it would be your move action.
Nah. All right. I'm going to shoot the speedster.
All right.
And then move again to relocate so they don't know where I am.
Okay.
Because hiding is my only chance of survival, I think. Let's give this a go. All right, I'm going to use sniping and combat trickery.
Have you already used combat trickery this combat?
Nope.
Okay, then you're good.
And I'm going to spend 10 focus because that's the maximum I can spend
Limit.
from
That
my
is the
iconic
maximum.
weapon.
So that's a hard. Oh, that was my ego check. You haven't rolled it. Sorry. Ooh, 22. Do you want to edge it, any of that? Do you have the edge
Yeah,
for it?
I've got well,
2.
2 because it would be 3, but yeah.
But you've got trouble because he's blurring. But yes, 2. You get 2 edge that.
Yeah,
you can
so
try to
the
get
middle
that
one's already a
marvel.
marvel, so I'm going to see if I can make it super
Well,
marvel.
It's a 6. It's not a marvel. So
I know.
No, you use
using combat trickery.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry. Thank you for the reminder.
No, it didn't work. So
Okay.
that's 22. What's his?
He's 32.
Okay, so it's 6 times 2, 12, plus 5, 17, plus 10, because I get the full
Yep.
amount because I marveled, 27, and that's tripled because I'm using sniping.
Sniper. So what's it look like when you take this guy out? You don't kill him.
To be
'cause
honest,
he's got a
I
habit,
do.
but
I think
it's a hard hit.
Sherwood's had enough here.
Well, no, I mean you don't do enough damage to kill him. You have to
Aw.
do over twice their total health to kill them with a shot. So
Oh, okay. All right. Can he be bleeding? Is that somatic?
well, he's
or-
bleeding. He's already. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you
Okay.
could
Yeah.
definitely
Basically,
continue his bleed.
I shoot him through the neck.
Okay.
Sherwood's just like, nuts to this. Enough games. Just
And
shoots
it
him
strikes him in
straight
the
through his
neck.
blurry neck.
So and it hits some kind of like this helmet that he's wearing, and it snaps his neck, and he just folds. Over.
I want it to be a really impressive blood spray. I want to really kind of like make all of the other Hydra people go, well, shit.
And that's exactly what happens. You guys actually hear over the radio Commander O'Dyer say, "The Archer's on the loose. Bring everybody. I want him taken down."
And yeah, I maneuver again, kind of hiding. I'm trying to cover their retreat before I bugger off.
And then you hear her say, "Bring in the telepaths. Track his mind." But there's nobody here yet. So, but that does bring us around to Titania, who has just saw the speed demon drop. She's right in front of Lodestar, who's getting to her feet, but she doesn't think that's much of a challenge. So she is going to try to pummel Kingdom Quake into unconsciousness.
Well, poo.
Yeah, I know. It's rude. She's just this big, beefy, angry woman who is going to try to smash you. Your signature move. She's going to try to do the exact same thing right back at you. Spend her 10 points of focus. She does have an edge, so she's going to re-roll that 1. Does a 16 hit your melee?
Oh, well,
melee
it does
defense?
that. Yeah, I was celebrating early there, but yeah. Shove
Okay,
that
but
right up your titanium.
But you're sturdy 3, so that takes it down to 6 plus 4, 10 plus the 5. So we only take 15 points of damage from her attack.
Oh.
As she punches in right across the jaw. You feel your jaw, your rocky jaw, you think almost break. And once again, she's just kind of laughing in your face. This bloodlust look in her eyes, bulging bicep as she swung across. But you stayed on your feet. She looks a little shocked at that, and it is your turn. And Fury at this point is yelling over the comms. If you guys don't get out of there now, you're all getting captured. But yes,
I'm going to bite her face.
All right, I love it. Bite her face.
Yeah, we'll treat you for laughing.
All right, that's pretty good. A 19 does hit.
Okay.
And but she is 32, so that takes it down to ×2. So that's 10, 14 points of damage. So you bite, you clamp down on the side of her face, but it's like biting into granite. I mean, her skin is almost as hard as yours. And she mumbles.
Leave some teeth marks in there. That's good.
Yeah, you leave a little tooth marks in there, and she just mumbles at you. If you're moving in for a kiss, you missed my lips. And she looks more amused by the attack than damaged, because this is really the first time she's really been hit hard.
I think Kingdom Quake should change his name to Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I'll say, I was just going to stick my tongue in.
So you've got a reaction and a move action left, Kingdom Quake. Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna stagger backwards basically, because I am very close to falling over, and yeah, I'm gonna sort of try and keep myself up. Really, I'll probably stagger backwards and try and retreat a little bit.
Okay. So if you're pulling outside of melee combat, she's going to try to hit you, but it'll just be a normal hit because it's just a reaction.
Oh
yeah. God.
Oh God.
She gets a 22 to hit.
Well, as I was retreating, I sort of turned around and sort of fell forwards, just as she was punching me, and yeah, I guess it sort of went somewhere it shouldn't, and yeah, that's going to hurt basically.
So yeah, it's going to hurt. It's
sturdy free.
It's not a Marvel, thank God. But so it's
only 10 damage.
12. It's ×2, ×1. Yeah, so it's only 10 points of damage.
Yeah, that's still 5 too much.
Only got 5. So Kingdom Quake, as he turns to move out of the way, gets clocked in the back of the head and falls unconscious to the ground. Lodestar, you're up. Fortunately, Titania just took her reaction. You just saw her punch out at Kingdom Quake, so she's distracted at the moment. But Kingdom Quake is unconscious at the ground.
Okay.
Lance is thinking in his head, but he's not sure if she's listening. But Lance is thinking in his head, Lodestar, get a vehicle. We need to leave. And that's what he's thinking in his head. He's not sure if Lodestar's listening. Normally she's listening, but
yeah.
He's just kind of thinking that message over and over and over again in his head because we need to retreat.
Right. Yeah, we do. I'm gonna cloak. No, I'm not, because then I can't do what I was going to do. Right, I'm going to take control of one of the vehicles. I'm going to use my machine telepathy to hook into the computerized engine management systems of the APCs, and I'm going to hit them into drive, and I'm going to stick the cruise control on, and I'm going to bring the truck round.
I like the idea, but they're not that computerized of vehicles. I mean, they're pretty much standard vehicles of our current era. So I will say you could start one, but I don't think you have any way of really forcing it to accelerate or drive towards you because they're not self-driving vehicles.
No, but do they have? Yeah, okay. Well, no, it's all right. That's fine. That's right. In that case, that man in the suit of armor, I'm going to use my machine telepathy to get his armor to eject its power core.
All right, we could definitely try that. Which one? There's 2 on the battlefield at the moment.
The one that's been searching for our archer.
Okay.
Because I believe he's the one that's probably doing the most at the moment. So I'm going to do that.
Go ahead and give me that. So that's going to be a logic check. Let me pull him up real quick and take a look at. He is sturdy 2. So we're going to call this, basically, we're going to call this a logic attack against his melee defense. And if you were successful, you will eject his power core.
Right. Okay. So using the non-combat score, yeah?
No, this is an attack. So it'll
It's
be
an
an eco
attack. Okay.
attack.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay.
Don't you get edges when you do
Do you?
dodge attacks?
No. Fair enough. In that case, I'm going to levitate. I'm going to fly away. I'm going to have to
Okay.
fly away.
So we see Lodestar's eyes kind of shimmer, and you can tell she's trying to do something. She gets a scowl on her face and then levitates and floats up away. Titania's looking up. Come on back.
Not likely.
To Commander O'Dyer, and you see her. She doesn't fire again because she sees Kingdom Quake go down, but you hear over the loudspeaker, "Surrender now! Reinforcements are on their way." I won't tell you again. And you guys do in the background hear the sound of what sounds like probably tanks rumbling up. And that brings us around to the top of the round. Speed Demon's unconscious. Hawkeye's
Get out of there,
unconscious.
guys.
And the first armored Hydra agent that has not acted acts now. And he moves over to join the other one, following O'Dyer's command to try to find this archer. And he will make his, and once again, these guys are hyper vigilant. And when I say hyper vigilant, I mean not very vigilant at all. But he's going to make his vigilance check against Roger's agility defense with trouble. I don't think 12 isn't going to find you anyway, so the trouble won't matter. So this guy is scanning and looking for Roger. It does not accomplish anything. The second armored Hydra agent there as well does the same thing. I don't know why it rolled twice. Does a 14 come anywhere close? Nope. Okay, so the two of them do not find you, but you see two more of these armored Hydra agents move onto the battlefield from behind the APC. They're not going to act this round. Professor Kronos is gone. The Eldritch Knight is up.
Okay, I'm going to be throw a few things out here right now. So first off, can we activate a team maneuver? But can I use a karma so that the focus is sacrificed from me and not my team? Because obviously I
like
know
it.
everyone's
I'm all for it. Yep.
Yeah,
yes.
So I want to do that to activate the thing, and I want to do rally team maneuver. So I'm like, okay, team, we've got to get out of here. We're being overrun. And then as my standard action, I would like to use a karma point to get up Quake and start running the hell out of here with him.
Okay. So first, tell us about rally, so everybody knows what that's all about.
So rally is a team maneuver that we can take depending on our level. Now it'll be a level 1 maneuver because we're average level 2. So all actions made against team members have trouble for this round.
Okay. So you rally the forces, and then let's see your resilience check to get Quake up.
And there's a resilience check to get Quake up, and that's both my karma gone. But
no, it's not karma. I think it's just a.
No, I still. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
You got to spend.
Oh, okay.
Got to spend the karma.
In combat, you have to spend karma to do.
There we go.
16, you got over 10, so that's fantastic. You're ×2. So, Quake, you get 32 points of health back. So you see, Eldritch Knight is over you. You were stunned and a little unconscious. What's it look like when the Eldritch Knight gets Kingdom Quake back on his feet?
So it's not like a typical medical thing. It's so he kind of puts his hand down, and you see the amulet on his chest that's always there in his armor with the dragon motif on it, and you see that it starts to glow, and that glow sort of goes down his armor, and it's almost like he's transferring a bit of his life into Quake to get him up on his feet. And he's like, "Come on, old boy, we got to get out of here now." And then I will run, because
all right, I like
Titania's used her reaction, right?
She has used her reaction. The Demolisher is down. Speed Demon is down.
Is there like
Professor?
Is there any like on vehicles nearby, like an active police car that's still like actually working, or is the whole area just completely wrecked?
give me a vigilance check.
Vigilance. Okay. 14.
Yeah, there is a police SUV kind of just parked around the corner from where you were at. It was spared the demolishing because it wasn't in the front. But there's actually it's there, and you see a police officer in the at the driver's seat. He's got his gun out trying to figure out what the hell to do. And when you make eye contact with him, he's like, "Come on."
Yeah, and then I'm gonna like Sherwood, Quake, let's go, and because the other two have already buggered off, and it looks like we're about to go run. So, and then that's where I'm going to move to, and I'm basically going to stand by the car waiting for the other two to catch up with us as well. But that was Eldritch Knight's turn. Hopefully, it was a big enough turn to mean that we don't get absolutely ruined.
I like it. So the Eldritch Knight moves off. Kingdom Quake is shaken off. Lodestar and Professor Kronos is gone, and now the invisible guy is tracking, and he's tracking over the Eldritch Knight, and you see this red lightning start to shimmer from his hands again as he attempts to hit you as you run towards the police car. It's not 155. I will go
15.
ahead and edge the Marvel die just to see. It does not. It gets a little better, but not great. So does a 16 hit your agility defense?
It does indeed.
And you are sturdy 2, correct?
Is correct.
So you take 16 points of damage as this lightning strikes at you.
Oh my god, I'm actually below half health now.
And again, this wavering invisible figure seems to move off a little bit, and you kind of lose track of them. Bring us around the Demolisher, who's unconscious, and then to Sherwood. Sherwood, from where you're at, you see these armored Hydra agents searching for you. You see and hear the Eldritch Knight call you over to this police car that's next to the.
Can I make it there in an action?
You can make it there with your standard action and your movement action.
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna hoon it. My plan was basically provide cover for them, so I'm just gonna absolutely leg it.
Okay, so you move all around, going through the rubbled buildings and around behind the tossed and crumpled police cars, and you make it over to the police SUV. Titania is up. I'm going to give her a logic check here real quick to figure some things out. She gets a 7, so she's not really aware that Kingdom Quake is conscious. So following the orders of Commander O'Dyer, she moves off towards the building looking for the invisible sharpshooting archer. And obviously doesn't find him, so I'm not even going to do the vigilance check because he's not there. Kingdom Quake, you shake yourself to consciousness. You heard the Eldritch Knight calling you to come towards the SUV. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Sherwood go by you and give you the come on. What do you do?
I'm just going to stagger to the car or going.
I like it. So what we see,
rubbing my head.
What we see, the last panel of this issue is the members of Pendragon getting in this police SUV, Kingdom Quake in the back, sinking it, almost to the bumper. But and then you see it driving off, and the last thing we see is the last panel. Has Operation Pendragon been defeated? Come back for next issue. And that is the end of the Friendly Neighborhood.
Ooh.
And we are going to rank up to rank 3. We're not going to, I thought we might get a little bit into the next adventure, but we're not going to get it there today. So we're going to rank up. So we're going to talk a little bit about ranking up here.
Sorry, Aaron, just to interrupt a sec. I'm going to use my telepathic link one at a time to try and get everyone back together somewhere safe, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You're able to communicate with everybody. And also Nick Fury is telling you pull back to Yancey Street. So you're all able to rally together and you move back to your headquarters. And we will hear about what Nick Fury Jr. has to say to the team and what's going on in New York City next week. But before we close out for the night, we are going to rank our characters up to rank 3. So for everybody at home and for my players, we're going to walk through this process. What that means is when you go from rank 2 to rank 3, you get 5 more attribute points to spend, and the cap changes to what your total is. Your total maximum is. You also get 4 points, 4 power points to spend, and you get another trait. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
I'm sure it
So-
will when we go through it.
Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the Eldritch Knight. So, do you have an idea of where your ability points are going to go?
I do indeed. I know. I completely planned it out. So my melee is getting bumped from 3 points from 13 to 16.
Nice.
My resilience is going from 14 to 15, and my vigilance is going from 13 to 14.
Okay. How about Professor Kronos? Do you know where you would like to put your 5 ability points?
I would like to put them up in logic, please.
Okay. Now the cap is 5, so the maximum you can
I already
have.
have okay, I already have a max of 5.
Oh, sorry. I mean 6. The max is 6 at rank
Okay.
3. So you can put 1 into logic, and then you've got 4 more points to spend elsewhere. Remember, vigilance helps your focus. Resilience helps your health.
Yeah, so I'd like to do 1 more in logic, 1 in vigilance, and 1 in resilience.
What's the maximum?
6.
The maximum you can have in any one attribute is a 6. So if you do that, you've still got 2 points for Professor Kronos to spend.
I will take 2 in melee.
Okay. So Professor Kronos is learning a little bit about the fisticuffs as he gets a little tougher in the modern world. How about Stu? What is Lodestar? What attribute points is Lodestar?
I'm going to put my logic up 1 to 6. And then I'm thinking of 2 in agility and 1 each in resilience and vigilance.
Perfect. Perfect.
So the agility, obviously, because of the piloting, I realized that my agility wasn't very good for piloting. So
I like it. I like it. It makes sense. It makes total sense. And how about Sherwood? Where's Sherwood putting his attribute points?
So I put 1 in agility to make it 6.
Mhm.
I put 2 in vigilance to bring it up to 4, and 2 in resilience to bring it up to 3.
Nice. And then Jim, how about Kingdom Quake?
Well, I'm gonna be fairly obvious. I'm gonna put 2 in melee to make it 6.
Perfect.
I'm gonna put 2 in resilience to make it 6. And I'm gonna put 1 point in vigilance.
Perfect. Makes complete sense. I mean, you're a hulking tough guy, so those 2 would definitely be maxed out. All right.
How
So
do we up it? How do we up the score?
you should just be able to go in and select it. See the little cog wheel above attribute ability scores?
Yeah.
You hit that, it'll bring up the screen and it'll allow you to go in and change your base.
Lovely.
Also, on your character sheets, guys, everybody at the top where it says rank, go in there and change your rank to rank 3 now, because that'll then self-populate a lot of things for you. All right, now everybody gets 1 additional trait. Now the traits, they're all sorts of different traits. It needs to make sense for the role play and the theme. So like you're not automatically going to grow bigger, but anything that makes sense you could have. Now I'm not going to make you, unless you know what you want for your trait, I'm not going to make you pick it right now. But between now and next week, take a look at the traits. And figure out what you'd like to have. And if you've got any questions, let me know.
I know which one I want.
And
Where
what
are
are you taking?
combat reflexes
Um,
for the additional reaction.
That's perfect, and it makes complete sense. So combat reflexes is a great one.
Page 60.
Thank you.
Yep. Or if
Right.
you're in roll 20, you can also go into the compendium and pull up traits, and it lists them all as well. But now we come back to the meat and potatoes. The fun part of ranking up, well, the super fun part is the superpower. So everybody gets 4 more power points to spend, and you can spend powers up to rank 3 powers, as long as you've got the required prerequisites. So I know I've got a pretty good idea the Eldritch Knight has some abilities that he wants to share with everybody. So what are you thinking about?
Okay, as you say, only some are being shared because one is being saved for a perfect role-playing moment. However, I am getting ferocious attack. No, sorry, vicious strike, ferocious focus. I think it's the other one, and exploit. And what that does is it's the other channel of melee. So I've got my fast attacks on one side. On the other side is basically, so one's fast and one's being violent. So obviously I get the extra edge to hit. And then the second one is exploit. So if I hit someone with a marvel success and cause 1 damage, I can immediately attack them again as a reaction, hence combat reflexes as well. And I get to ignore any damage modifiers they have. So if they have damage reduction modifiers, I can ignore that on my second round of damage.
Exploit is awesome. And it's
yeah.
against the resilience defense too, I
Yes,
think.
and against their resilience defense, not their melee defense. So
Yep,
real
you're already,
big.
it's like you plugged in, you found a weakness, and you just jammed that blade home.
Absolutely. And then the final one is Focused Fury, which is probably similar to a lot of the other abilities that people have been doing with their sniper and whatnot. I get to spend focus and then add more damage to my strike.
That's right. And at rank 3, you'll be able to spend up to 15 focus on this. And then we round up for damage, so it would be 8 additional damage, except for Sherwood, who's got his bow is a power unto itself, which has different abilities. How about Professor Kronos? Dan, do you know what kind of powers you're looking at? None at all. Okay, so Professor Kronos will be joining us next Tuesday. We'll find out all about next Wednesday we'll find out all about Professor Kronos's abilities. Sherwood, Roger, do you have an idea of what powers you're going to be selecting?
Not a clue.
All right. So our archer and our time traveler, Doctor Who and Robin Hood, will be contemplating what rank 3 looks like for them. And we'll find out next week. How about Lodestar, our resident alien navigator, telepath, telekinetic?
Yeah, I've got a good idea of what I'm going to go for. So I want to stage up my brilliance 2 levels.
Nice.
Brilliance 3, because that helps everything all around. I think it suits the character as well, like super intelligent alien with all the machine empathy and all the rest of it. Which, with that in mind, I was going to take Gearhead as a trait, just to let you know.
Nice. Nice.
And again, because it fits in with the character. And then the telekinetic side, what I was going to do is I need to get telekinetic grab to get most of the other telekinetic powers.
Yep.
So I'm going to go for telekinetic grab. And then I think what I will do is probably is it telekinetic barrier?
Yes. Where you set up a telekinetic barrier, literally what it sounds like, for like absorption of damage and things.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
So it sort of creates a wall or a barrier that's sort of a couple of meters square or whatever. So that was it. So basically it's an increase in a telekinetic ability, but also in her mind, in its intelligence, I suppose all that absorption of all those things when we arrive from the other dimension has sort of boosted a brain power, if you like.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Jim, got ideas for Kingdom Quake, or are we going to be revisiting him next Wednesday?
No. Again, I hate to be obvious, but I am going to rank up Mighty to Mighty 3.
Nice.
And I am going to rank up Smash twice to Smash 2.
Oh, okay.
How many powers do we get again?
You get 4 powers.
I'm
not sure there is a Smash 2.
Oh, is there not?
No. So on the when you look down the super strength and melee side, like the next thing under super strength, what you were talking about before, there's unrelenting smash, but you have to get ground stomp. You can't get that yet, but you could do ground stomp, ground shaking stomp, which is what you were talking about. That area of attack, where you slam your foot down and it causes damage to everybody. That is definitely something you could get.
Wow, yeah, that's why it's called Kingdom Quake, although he's not done it yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So ground shaking stomp sounds like probably a pretty good.
So could I spend 1 point in mighty then, and the rest in ground stomping?
Well, it's just
ground...
you only have to spend 1 point in ground.
Okay.
So yeah, you could take your mighty to 3, get that, and you still would have 1 power point left, or one power point left. And I'm gonna put this out. So there's no, you guys, this isn't set in stone here. So these are just ideas. So we've got a whole week to finish off. Make sure that you've got the powers you want, the ability scores you want, and the traits you want.
Yeah, I'll have a look for the. Yeah, I'll have a look through.
I like, and there's one other trait that I just want to point out to people, something to consider. It's called surprising power. And what this means is you've got it for one, and you can take it in total of 2 times, and it gives you the ability to select a power from any other power tree that you would have the prerequisites for and have. So, there are some like standalone powers that you could take with surprising power. It's not rank dependent. It's just as long as you've got the prerequisites for it, you could select it. So it's just something to think about as a possible trait. If there was some power that you wanted to branch off and take that you met the prerequisites for, something to think about. But that's really it for the friendly neighborhood. You guys went into Hell's Kitchen. You attempted to shut down this portal from this alternate Earth, your original Earth, that's flooding an army of Hydra agents out of it now. Being overwhelmed, you're forced to fall back to your headquarters at 4 Yancey Street to meet with Nick Fury Jr. to discuss how it is you're going to help save New York when we start the Rank 3 adventure of New York State of Mind next Wednesday. I hope everybody had fun. I hope everybody watching it had fun. There are a few areas in the playthrough where I played fast and free with the rules. You can call me out on it if you'd like. I'm aware that I did it, but I'll usually go with the rule of fun if I think it's necessary, and if I think it adds to more comic book entertainment, which is what this Marvel role-playing game is all about. Before we go, I got a quick shout out that I want to bring up. Next Tuesday, over on the Adventures in Lollygagging on their Twitch TV channel at what would be the absolute middle of the night for anybody in Europe, or 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in the U.S., I am going to be starting a Heroic Deeds run to try to help coincide with Pete's Kickstarter of Heroic Deeds, which everybody should check out. You got an old school fantasy feel with some very interesting modern mechanics. We're going to start out next Tuesday doing character creation, and then we're going to just jump right into the action. It's going to be an homage to the Village of Hamlet, one of the first D&D adventures that I ever played in back in the late 70s or early 80s, as this crew of mercenaries is going to take on a ruined moat house using heroic deeds. And we're going to run it for 3 weeks. We're gonna give it some legs. Nobody's read it yet, so we're gonna be working through the rules. So everybody who watches is going to get an opportunity to see how the rules work and how they play and how easy it is to learn. So I hope you guys join us on the Lollygaggers either live or check it out later on YouTube. Then back to Garblag Games on next Tuesday. We should have Millie, the GM, as far as I know, will be continuing her Coriolis run. On Wednesday, you'll find us right back here doing this. And on this Thursday and next Thursday, as far as I know, we should be finding Pete himself, Mr. Garblag, continuing his own Heroic Deeds run as they are playing through the Red Hand of Doom classic campaign. So give it all a check, either on the Adventures in Lollygagging or here on Garblag Games. If you're not seeing us live on Twitch or live on YouTube, check us out on YouTube. Come join our Discord. We're all there. We're always talking about role-playing games, movies, etc. We're always welcoming new members to the Discord channel who can join us in our fun and frivolity. Other than that, I have nothing else to add other than to say thank you for joining us, and thanks to my players for putting up with my shenanigans, and we will see you next week. Good night.